Good morning. Happy Friday.
What up, buddy? Good morning. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
So I think we have a little
Friday.
special guest today.
Yeah, we do.
He
Who?
only needs who? He only needs one name, and it's Enns. Mr. Brian Enns. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for this wonderful cup of coffee.
Yeah, morning
Yeah, cheers,
coffee
boys.
with,
Cheers.
DJ and Jeremy. Cheers. Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers, boys.
Jeremy and I were talking this morning, and he mentioned Friends, and oddly enough, I was actually drinking out of my friend's cup, and
Yeah.
very, very appropriate, right? Pivot. So yeah, I wanted to kind of touch on just a couple things before we get going. Is that we do have next week, we do have some really good stuff coming up. Gonna have a nice agent roundtable, some best practices going on right now, and never end referrals with yours truly, DJ, here on Monday at 10:30. So that's what we got going on the calendar. But as far as the environment that we're in right now, I did want to ask a few questions that we should be asking ourselves. And as our lives and our businesses and the world that we live in today, it's constantly changing. So we don't really know how long this coronavirus is going to go on, right? So how long will this virus go on? How deep will the impact be on us? We don't know, but I think these are really good questions for us to ask ourselves. And with that, we were talking about drinking out of my pivot cup. Yeah, we have to pivot with the shifting time. But as of right now, yes, the environment, the world has changed, but we're still closing deals. I know, Brian, you're still getting listings. You're going into escrow, and real estate is cyclical. We have to know that, and we don't know the effect that it will truly have on the real estate environment. As of right now, yeah, we're seeing a little shift. We're still closing deals, but the important thing is that deals will still be closed, right? And again, we're at that tail end of the cycle from 2008. Will it be as bad as 2008? I have no idea. As of right now, like as you said, interest rates are still really freaking good, right? And people still need to buy and or sell. We just got to find those people. And it's up to us as professionals to educate our clients on really what's going on. Those are my little thoughts on this beautiful Friday morning. I'm sitting in my backyard as the sun's shining down on me, drinking my coffee with my buddies.
Yeah, man. Let me chime in on that a little bit, and then we'll go. And then because I think what we've been speaking of and what we're talking about is the landscape is going to change. How we do business is going to change. Business is still going to be done, and that comes down to you hear me say it all the time, D. We always talk about it. It's how we perceive it. It's our mindset.
Yeah.
We've still got to be the voice of reason to the consumer. We still got to show them the way that we can do business, whether some of it's virtually or not. Whatever it is, there's still going to be business done. Do not let this pivot, do not let the shift, do not let what the media is saying fool you into thinking that somehow, some way, this is just going to stop. It's not. I mean, there was in the last 21 days, just in this market alone, in our market here, was over 120 transactions closed in the last 21 days, which is the heart of what we're dealing with right now.
Right.
So just understand that business is happening, and there's ways to do business. And the reason, us all getting to chime in together and have this morning coffee, but I want to throw it over to Enns because I really want people to understand because that's a man that's got his hands dirty, that's in this game every single moment, and he's got some serious insight. So that's why we brought him on as a special guest today. So B, what's your feeling on this, man?
I think that I think you both kind of touched on it. Is first off is there's no. I mean, obviously I don't have my crystal ball, but whenever we talk about recession and the shift and the pivot and all that, I think what comes to my mind at least is we go right back to 2008. Probably the worst time in majority of our lives that we're in the business. We were like, oh my God, like what happened? The well just dried up, and a lot of us weren't prepared. I personally wasn't prepared back then either. And so So I think that whenever we talk like that, I believe that's the first thing that comes to our mind, because that's all we know as far as like failure, whether it's our fault or not. So I think that we as the brokerage community, we need to focus on being positive, and just like you said, Jeremy, the landscape has changed. There are still people from point A to point B that need to sell and need to buy. They are going to do it. And there are people that are still doing that right now. I can tell you that right now. I guarantee it, because I have my own handful of people that are doing it. And they are going to buy and sell, whether it's going to be with me or not. So I need to make sure that I portray to everyone, not just them, that the real estate market is carrying on. It is different. So we're going to have to learn and adjust, which is kind of what the shift is. I agree. But is going to happen regardless, and people are going to buy and sell. And the more that we talk about how bad it is and whatever else, the more that everybody else just can be like, oh, you know what, let's clam up and let's not buy, or let's not sell right now, So we need to focus on letting everybody know the positivity in it. And it is just a different way of going at it. And we're educated, and the roadmap looks a little bit different, but we're going to the same place.
Yeah, I love it. I think you hit the nail on the head, man. It's different, and how we get there is going to look different. But the destination is the same place. People are going to buy and people are going to sell. We just have to adjust with how we do it. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
And remember, the world, how many times whenever I'm trying to put this into the simplest amount of words as possible, the shortest amount of words. Whenever we have a seller's market like we've had whenever it first started, about a year or so ago-ish, when it got crazy, multiple offers and all that, we all witnessed it and we knew what was going on. We were writing full price offers and not getting the homes. And then all of a sudden, the public and the media and all them, then they finally caught on to it. We were in the trenches for 6 months prior to that, dealing with it before they all got to it. So we're the ones that are kind of portraying to the rest of the world, especially hyperlocally, as what's going on. So if we start this doom and gloom crap, that's what we're going to get, and this is where Jeremy should take over with the optimal self and how the laws of attraction and gratitude and all that. Like, we need to, if we're focusing on, we're selling homes, we may not be selling 7 or 8 a month anymore, but fine. So we'll sell 2 or 3 a month. Let's keep doing it, keep positive, and keep working and keep doing our thing and figuring out a way to get from point A to point B. It's not the same, but it's different. And whatever we create and whatever we attract will be there.
Yeah, man, you're saying it perfectly, man. And DJ said it even better. Here's the case, right? The destination is the same. The process is different. How we get there is going to change, and it's changing now. So again, we started this at the start of the month, even with our team meeting, at the end of last month, is that you got to adapt and you got to adopt the new way.
Yep.
And you will flourish on the back end. Everybody has to understand this. There are going to be people making more money than they've ever made in their entire lives through this epidemic, through this pandemic, through this problem, right? Mm-hmm. There are going to be people out there. Why not you?
Here's a good one. Sorry to interrupt you, but imagine in January, we were still cranking in January. I think our office had the best January we've had maybe ever, right?
Ever in the history
January
of the company.
And February.
Yeah.
So imagine in January, February, if we said, I thought there was a coffee meeting. What's up with the water?
Still here. I'm in between, bro.
Imagine if January and February we took out 30%. I'm just throwing that number out there. 30% of our competition.
Mm-hmm.
We made 20% of them retire in January and February. Would that make you happy? It would make me goddamn thrilled. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
There's so many of our people that aren't working anymore, our competition, that are like, we don't want to, we're just going to wait till it comes back. We've been doing this for 45 years and it's the same thing. So we're just going to wait. Go ahead. You wait. And I'll sell your client's house.
Exactly. You know what? I think that's a perfect way to end this.
Yes,
this
that's
morning
it right
coffee.
there.
That's
it right there.
I was thinking about the mic drop though. Is whenever I played football back in the day, my coach used to tell me one thing, and this is kind of really it fits perfect in this situation. Is what if you don't how do you word it exactly? If you don't learn to adapt, then you'll end up like the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
Amen.
See you later,
Amen.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Sears. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We got to adapt. We got to adopt. Let's roll this thing, man.
Yep.
We're coming out on the other side bigger and better than ever, man. So
Yep.
I love morning coffee with you dudes. I can't wait
Love
till it can be in real life.
Exactly.
Anybody
All right,
who's
guys.
watching this, call me, text me, whatever. We'll figure out a way together.
Cheers.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
All right, guys.
Cheers, fellas.
I can't stop.